Welcome to HealthWatch, presented by Novant Health. I'm your host, June Baker. Our show features local physicians and health professionals discussing health topics of importance to local residents. Today, we will meet Dr. Jordan Glazer and Dr. Ricardo Valle of the new Novant Health Orthopedics and Spine. Then, we will meet the newest provider at Novant Health OBGYN, nurse practitioner Megan Childress. Stay tuned to learn about valuable health topics with HealthWatch. First, let's welcome Dr. Jordan Glazer of Novant Health Orthopedics and Spine. Welcome to the show today, Dr. Glazer. What a privilege to have you here. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day.
Well, thanks for having me.
Well, it's going to be great. We're going to learn all about you and what your practice is going to look like. But first, let's start with you.
Okay.
So tell me about yourself and your background. How did you become a doctor?
Okay. Well, starting at the beginning, I guess my name's Jordan Glazer.
Yep.
I'm an orthopedic spine surgeon. That's my specialty. And that's going really pretty far back, really, in terms of, well, my mom told me to be a doctor.
Oh, your mom did.
So that's important.
Okay,
right?
you almost
I
what
have
your
to say
mother
that.
tells you, right?
And then also, really, I was initially inspired to be a doctor once I had a role as a healthcare provider in the form of a first responder.
Oh.
Okay, so back in 2001, right around the time in New York, where when the Twin Towers were hit.
Right.
During that time period, I was actually taking my EMT course.
Nice.
And as an EMT, I first began to interact with patients and take on that role as a responder and be that one person or part of a team intervening to make a difference in an emergency, and that just grabbed me.
Yeah.
So from that point forward, even though I had already been studying hard and working hard in school and going through those early steps to try to get where I wanted to go, that experience solidified my interest and made me certain that going the direction of healthcare was good for me.
That's an amazing story.
So that was the beginning.
Yeah, wow. So where did you go to college?
Dartmouth College. So that's up in New Hampshire.
Right.
And I was a recruited athlete to play baseball there. And it was a great experience, although it was a little cold.
Yeah.
Maybe that's one of the reasons why I moved south. But I was a recruited athlete to play baseball, and things were going well until I began to run into injuries and arm trouble and shoulder issues and so forth. And of course, like many young athletes out there, we wind up seeing our fair share of orthopedic surgeons. And that was another step towards, I think, focusing me in maybe what field I wanted to pursue as well.
Yeah.
So,
where did you do your residency?
So residency, after med school, I moved to Philadelphia. A big factor in medical school is choosing what specialty you want to pursue, and then going through this difficult match process, competitive match process to get where you want to go. And I matched into a great program, Drexel Orthopedics, which is in the heart of Philadelphia, and lived there for 5 years. And during that time, kept narrowing down my interests and chose to pursue a fellowship in spine surgery.
Was there something about spine that really drew you in as opposed to general orthopedics?
Yes, as we move forward, I think through probably almost any career, you kind of find your strengths and you find your interests, you find what grabs you. Perhaps you even find an excellent mentor along the way if you're lucky enough to. And all of that experience and people around you kind of help guide you. And yes, what stuck out about spine initially was that interplay between the neurologic system and the musculoskeletal system. And there's quite a bit of diagnostics involved in treating a spinal condition. Not just necessarily the imaging studies that people might think, an MRI, things like that. Yes, we use those as tools to confirm our clinical suspicions. So really a major component of spine is gathering that history, really knowing where the pain is, what's going on, what's driven that patient to seeking out a spine specialist, and what brought that person to the office that day.
Sure.
You really, there's so much valuable information in a history for a spinal issue that it's key. That and physical examination findings. So there's a heavy emphasis in spine on that, on those interactions, on those in-depth evaluations, and that deductive work on the diagnosis side.
Right. So I believe you came from Mooresville most recently.
Yes,
is that right?
I did,
From
yes.
Mooresville to here. And so what brought you to the beach?
Oh, just a fantastic opportunity, really.
It's the lifestyle, right?
Well, that's a perk.
It
You know,
is.
that's a perk. Being on the coast is a perk. I'm originally from New York, but the part of New York that I grew up in is Long Island. So that's an area where there's a lot of coastline.
Sure.
There's a northern coast along the Sound.
Yeah.
There's a southern coast along the Atlantic Ocean. So there's beach. There's salt air.
Right.
There's that
so
kind
it's
of
sort of similar.
feeling. Right.
Yeah, you probably feel right at home.
I do, actually.
That's
I feel
great.
very at home on the coast. But even bigger than that was the opportunity to come here with Novant and build an orthopedic practice.
Right. And that's what I want to talk about.
Sounds great.
So, first of all, I want to say how glad we are that you've chosen this area and Novant Health Brunswick Medical Center to become a part of that. We're really excited to have you here, and it's a very exciting time for Novant Health because this is our first orthopedic practice.
It is.
So I would like for you to tell us a little bit about your practice.
Okay. Well, thank you, and really it's a privilege. And it was an easy decision
Well, that's nice
to
to
start.
hear.
It was an easy decision to join the team here.
It's a
and
great
also
team.
and also make the move.
Right.
Right. And yes, so it's an exciting time. We are building an orthopedics practice. Within orthopedics, not everyone may know this, but there are different specific
Sure.
subspecialties even within that subspecialty of
Right.
surgery. So within orthopedics, there are sports specialists, total joint replacement specialists, spine specialists like myself, trauma specialists,
Right.
hand specialists,
Yeah.
pediatric specialists, right? And as we grow, we can add different specialists for different needs. I'm filling the role of the spine surgeon here.
Right.
I also take general orthopedic calls. So in addition to our fellowship training, which highly specializes us, we all go through that 5-year residency where we learn a wide breadth of orthopedics
Right.
and can handle many of the common problems that present in our emergency rooms
Right.
and or maybe pop up on a sports field, or you name it, in terms of basic injuries or fractures, which are
Right.
broken bones.
Right.
A fracture is our fancy word for a break.
Right. And I understand that the practice will be adding additional surgeons
That's
for
correct.
other subspecialties. Is that correct?
That's absolutely correct. Yes, we are building. We're building monthly in our scope. In addition, you know what I'd like to add is that in addition to the surgical component, which we
Right.
talk a lot about in terms of spine, what I've incorporated into my own practice are also the smaller, less invasive procedures for pain, which typically do involve injections. But the nice part about having that within our spine practice and performed by me, by the surgeon,
Right.
is that we can take care of, we can offer a more conservative aspect also to care. And there are many conditions that are not necessarily indicated for surgery,
Right.
meaning that not everything is fixed with an operation.
Right.
if
And I
that's
think
clear.
our viewers would be really interested in that that component because surgery, back surgery or spine surgery is a very serious matter. And before you do that, I would think I would want to try other methods.
Right, and depending on the problem,
Sure.
that determines what direction we need to go.
Yeah.
But you're right, and to put everyone's mind at ease,
Yeah.
to put everyone's mind at ease, it is oftentimes not a quick rush to an operating room anyway.
That's
we
good.
have to
That's good to
find
hear.
we have to figure out what the real problem is, and then we go through the different options that are best to treat it, starting with a conservative aspect. Could be physical therapy, other non-invasive treatment protocols,
Right.
home exercise regimens.
Right.
We can tailor a lot to the patient, to their condition, their symptoms, their lifestyle, and so forth.
Right. That's all great information. And interestingly enough, we will be meeting your new partner shortly.
Okay, excellent.
Dr.
Excellent.
Ricardo Vallier, who will be joining us soon. And so I'm anxious to talk with him too and to see what he has to offer. Let's talk a little bit about where your practice is located.
Great.
It is, I believe, at 6 Doctor Circle?
It is, yep.
And
6
Suite
Doctor
5.
Circle, yes, 6 Doctor Circle, Suite 5 in Supply.
And that's right
in
next
Supply.
to the old hospital.
It is. It's very easy to find. It's right on 17,
Right.
so you can get to us easily, really, from the north or the south,
Right.
just coming up 17.
And you are accepting new patients.
Welcoming, absolutely, welcoming new patients, for sure.
And does it require a referral?
No, if I like to kind of keep a very open door policy in the practice. If
Nice.
a patient has a concern, if they have a condition that's been ongoing, then it's a simple process. They can just call, schedule an appointment, and we can go from there.
Right. Well, that's all wonderful information. I'm so excited that you were here today, and I look forward to having you back soon because
Excellent.
once you've experienced the area a little more and seen a few more patients, we'd love to have you back and tell us how it's going.
Well, that'd be great.
Thank you so
Love
much
to
for
come
being
back.
here, Dr. Glazer. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, June.
We've got a whole new way to watch TV. Introducing Merge TV from ATMC. It's your ATMC cable TV package delivered over the internet to your favorite streaming device without cable box fees. Plus, you get great features like cloud DVR storage, jump back to the beginning of a show with Start Over, and look back up to 72 hours. You can even personalize TV viewing choices for the whole family. All from the local company you know and trust, ATMC. It's the new way to watch. Merge TV from ATMC.
ATMC is proud to be a recipient of the NTCA Smart Rural Community Showcase Award. This award allows us to recognize towns across Brunswick County that are able to thrive because of high-speed internet provided by ATMC. Fiber attracts new businesses to the area and supports economic development. Our network allows for advancements in technology that did not always exist in our rural community but are now possible. ATMC is proud to be your smart rural community provider.
Now, let's welcome Dr. Ricardo Vallier, also of Novant Health Orthopedics and Spine. Dr. Vallier, we are so glad to have you with us today on our show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I understand that you're joining Dr. Glazer at Novant Health Orthopedics and Spine, and I know that they're excited to have you join them. So I'd like to start by learning more about you and your background. So tell me where you grew up and where you went to school.
So I was born in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Grew
Nice.
up in Puerto Rico, and did my medical school in Ponce School of Medicine. That's a accredited school which allowed me to participate in the match, and I matched in orthopedics in Albany, New York.
Wow.
Yeah, that's where I did my orthopedic residency. Then decided to do sports medicine, and I then did that in Houston.
In
at
Houston.
Baylor College of Medicine for a year.
And you did a fellowship there?
Yep. Did my sports medicine arthroscopy fellowship there. And obviously now I'm here starting soon in Brunswick.
And we're so happy. We're so happy to have you in our very first orthopedic and spine practice. That's going to be a great, it'll be a great thing for the residents of Brunswick County because it's going to bring that health care so much closer to home for them. So we're all very excited at Novant Health.
Me too.
So what is your particular area of focus? What do you like to do?
So sports medicine, arthroscopy. So I like to deal with injuries in athletes from pediatric, high school level to collegiate level, all the way to weekend warriors, mom and dad and grandpas.
There's a lot of those
Yes.
around here, trust me. So you are comfortable with pediatrics?
Yes, for the main issues, yeah, obviously the congenital things and other
Sure.
issues, but when it comes to the kids who are playing baseball, Little League, and soccer, and I'm happy to take care of the typical injuries that they incur.
Mm-hmm. How about total joints? Do you do total joints?
Yes, I do. That experience I've had significantly with my residency, where we did joints and reconstruction, so I had total knees and total hips.
Mm-hmm.
Recently specialized and did a certification, which was done in the Makoplasty, which is the robotic assisted.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that I think in the future may be something that can be offered. Yes, I have pretty much a wide skill in most orthopedic bread and butter procedures that I can offer the area.
Uh-huh. Was there something that led you in the direction of orthopedics?
Like I said, I started in the youth, wanted to do science. My parents were in the medical field. My mom was a psychiatrist. My dad was a family practice physician.
Oh, that's interesting.
So that kind of gravitated to that area.
Sure.
I went to college thinking I was going to be a cardiologist, but I then started loving surgery, the hands-on aspect of it, I went that route. And
You liked hammers and chisels and saws, right?
Yep. And the sports side of it is the history of playing sports, taekwondo, getting injured, rehabbing. So I like that area as well.
I think I heard that you had some connections here at the coast. Is that correct?
Yes, I do have family,
you?
and being from an island, I also like the
Oh,
coast. And the weather's a lot better than the north, at least for my skin. But yeah, I do have family in town. My wife's family, my own family, they all moved here and grew roots here already, very quickly.
And where did you most recently come from?
So I had a practice in Jacksonville.
Oh, Jacksonville, North Carolina.
Jacksonville, North Carolina, just north of us, and was there for almost 5 years.
Wow, that's pretty close to us. It's not too
Took
far.
care of the residents of Oslo County and some active duty Marines.
Oh, yeah. We talked to Dr. Glazer a bit about minimally invasive options. Is that something you also offer?
So in some aspects, yes. The arthroscopic side of things, rotator cuffs used to be done open.
Sure.
Now that's one of the minimally invasive procedures.
Right.
During arthroscopy, we could do it through a few slits and do repair. And with ACLs also, which is your reconstruction of the ACL ligament for athletes, also is done mostly arthroscopically. So you can consider that minimally invasive compared to the traditional open.
Yeah. Well, I want to talk a little bit about your experiences in sports medicine. Tell me some of the things you've done or teams that you've worked with. I understand you have a very interesting background.
Yes, I did my fellowship in Houston, and I was lucky to follow the team physicians for the collegiate level all the way to the pro team level. So the team for the University of Houston, the Cougars, I was able to participate in practice and in their training room and evaluation of the collegiate athletes. I had a high school team, football team that I managed as well, and would follow the team physicians for the Houston Astros, the Houston Dynamos, and the Houston Texans.
Wow.
And the Houston Rockets. That was an experience. That was fun.
So you're interested in sports, I assume.
Yes.
You watch a lot of sports.
Yes. Growing up, I was a huge baseball fan.
Really?
Yes.
How about soccer?
Soccer, not as much.
Really?
No, but my son is good at it, so now I'm becoming a soccer fan.
Now you're a
Now I
soccer
like it.
dad, right?
Yeah, now I'm a soccer dad. So.
And you love baseball?
I do. That was my first love of sports when I was young.
So you probably really enjoy taking care of young athletes.
I do.
That'd be great. Yeah, that's great. Well, before we wrap up, can you share what you are most excited about here in joining Dr. Glazer and Novant Health Orthopedics and Spine?
Well, I'm excited to help this community, like you mentioned early on, having somebody local that they can count on, somebody that they know,
Right.
be familiar with, be somebody dependent on, be able to take care of your kids, to take care of the parents as well as the grandparents, and be able to take care of the whole family.
Right. Well, that is great information, and I'm so happy that you're here. Novant Health is just thrilled that you've joined us. And if you could share with our viewers how they might reach you. I know you have a website, and they can go to My Chart, and then we'll run the phone number along the bottom of the screen where they might make appointments. And I assume you're taking new appointments.
We're taking new appointments.
And do you need a referral to see you?
Most patients can call their physicians and get a referral, or can call our office and we can help them with that.
That'd be great. Well, thank you again for being here today. I look forward to having you back, and we can talk about some of those sports things we're talking about.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
How much bandwidth will satisfy your home's hunger? The average household now uses 7 wireless devices a day, including TVs, laptops, tablets, and smartphones. HD streaming and gaming can use large amounts of data and slow down speeds for other users. The more devices you use, the more bandwidth your home needs. So make sure you have enough bandwidth. Get speeds up to 1 gig with high-speed internet from AT&C. It's a speed you need to power all your devices. Call today.
Getting an alert the kids made it home safely, or need to let guests in when you're not there. That's AT&C Security. And then, there's the time when having professionally monitored smart home security really matters. AT&C Security offers remote access, real-time alerts, video monitoring, and interactive security, keeping you connected to your home from wherever you are. Start with 24/7 emergency monitoring for burglary, smoke, fire, and carbon monoxide for as low as $17.95 per month. AT&C Security. Safeguard your home.
Finally, let's welcome Megan Childress of Novant Health OBGYN. Megan, it is so great to have you here today. I'm so excited. And I understand that you are new to Novant Health OBGYN, but you're not new to Novant Health, are you?
That's right. I actually started back with Novant in 2016, and I worked at the hospital. I was hired as an assistant nurse manager on the medical surgical floor. Did that for a little over a year, and then while I was in school, I transitioned to part-time and was working as an RN on the med-surg floor.
I remember that now.
Yes.
I had forgotten that. How cool is that?
Yes.
So it's like coming home, huh?
I do. I love Novant.
I remember when you went away to school, but it seemed like it went so fast,
Yeah.
and you're back already.
I know.
That's great. Well, let's talk about your education and your background.
Okay.
So I know that you're a nurse practitioner.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell me how that all happened.
Well, I started as a CNA.
Really?
So, yep. So I started as a CNA, realized I want to become a nurse. So I went to school at Brunswick Community College, got my associate's degree. A little while after doing that, I decided, let's keep going. Got the bachelor's degree from Chamberlain. And then once again, I said I'm gonna go one more step and got my master's degree from South University, it's based out of Georgia. So I finished with that at the end of last year. And then I took my boards, and now I'm a nurse practitioner.
And here you
Yes,
are
ma'am.
with Novant Health OBGYN.
Yes.
And that's such a fabulous practice.
It is.
They are lucky to have you.
Oh, thank you.
But it sounds like you were always interested in healthcare, right?
Always.
Did you always want to be a nurse?
I wouldn't say that I always knew, but once I got there, I knew, and
That
I
was your
wouldn't do
place.
anything different.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I love being in healthcare.
That's great. And when you like something, when you love what you do, you're so much better at it.
It is. It's
That's
great.
Well, what drew you to OBGYN? Is there something special in your life? Or?
I would say that, I remember not too long ago being a pregnant patient myself. So it's such a unique journey.
It is a
And
journey.
just having that great health care and
Yeah, the support that you
being
get.
involved, yes. So I want to provide that to others as it was provided to me.
Well, as a nurse practitioner, at Novant Health OBGYN. Tell me about what you will be doing. What will your day look like?
So I'll see patients for their annual exams. I'll see pregnant patients from their first OB visit up until delivery. And then I will also see gynecological visits and problem visits as well.
I was going to ask that if you were going to cover the gynecology piece.
I will. So I'll see more of the obstetrical patients. That will be my main patients,
okay.
but I will also see gynecological as well.
Wow.
So I'll see a little bit of everything.
That's awesome. And they're delivering a lot of babies
They
there
are delivering
nowadays.
so many babies.
Yeah. When I first joined Novant Health, we delivered maybe 9 babies a month.
Oh, really? Not that anymore.
And it isn't like that anymore. It's well
No.
over 50 babies, and that's awesome.
Yes.
People think of this as a retirement community, but the babies are coming
The
from
babies
somewhere.
are coming. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so it has gotten younger around here.
Yeah.
Some of our viewers may not be familiar with the clinic, so share a little bit about your partners and the clinic locations.
So we have 5 providers, 5 doctors, and another nurse practitioner that are all in the office. And we do have several locations, so some do rotate to other locations. We have the Bolivia office, which
That's
is
by the hospital,
yep,
right?
Correct. That's our main office. We also have an office in Leland, Southport, and Carolina Shores.
That Bolivia address sometimes throws people because we all think of it as supply.
Right.
But the address is actually Bolivia. So
Bolivia.
sometimes when you say the Bolivia office, they're like, well, I don't know where Bolivia
Right.
is. And you did say that you will be seeing gynecological patients
Correct.
also, correct?
Yep.
So I believe that you'll be working closely with the doctors and the team at Novant Health. So you'll be involved in pretty much everything that goes on there. Yes. Would there be an opportunity for you to come to the hospital and see a patient, or are you mainly at the office?
I will be seeing patients at the hospital as well.
Really?
After delivery, I will go over and see the patients. The providers, the doctors will still be coming as well.
Sure.
But I will see patients in the hospital too.
Well, that's kind of neat, huh?
It is.
And you'll be seeing the baby too.
Yes, the best part.
That's the best part. Well, before we wrapped up, we may have missed something. Is there anything that you'd like to tell me about?
The main thing, I guess, is that I am accepting new patients.
I was going to ask that.
Yep,
So you'll have your own patient panel.
I will. Yes,
That's
ma'am.
great. And they can just call the office and make an appointment. Now, if
Correct.
there are already patients there, they're probably on my chart. So if they needed to speak with you, they could
Yes.
do it through my chart,
Yep,
right?
they can make appointments on my chart.
My
with
chart's
me.
great.
It is.
We love
It's
my
great.
chart. All right. Well, we're so happy that you're here, and thank you for staying in Brunswick County. It's wonderful to have you back.
Thank you.
And I look forward to having you back on the show very soon so we can talk about something else that's going on at
Awesome.
OBGYN.
That's great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for tuning in to ATMC TV's HealthWatch. I hope this information was beneficial for you and your family. If you have any questions or topics that you would like to see discussed on a future show, please email them to atmctv@atmc.com. Visit NovantHealth.org for more information on Novant Health Brunswick Medical Center, local doctors, and general health information. Thanks again for joining us today. Be sure to join us next time for HealthWatch on ATMC TV.
At ATMC, it's all about you. So when you build your own bundle at atmc.com, you get exactly the services you want, like blazing fast internet with speeds up to 1 gigabit per second, more than 200 channels of digital cable, unlimited nationwide calling, plus the safest home on the block. At ATMC, you get faster speeds, more choices, and bigger savings, because it's all about you. Build your bundle today with ATMC.
We've got a whole new way to watch TV. Introducing Merge TV from ATMC. It's your ATMC cable TV package delivered over the internet to your favorite streaming device without cable box fees. Plus, you get great features like cloud DVR storage, jump back to the beginning of a show with Start Over, and look back up to 72 hours. You can even personalize TV viewing choices for the whole family. All from the local company you know and trust, ATMC. It's the new way to watch. Merge TV from ATMC.